we're back.
Hey everybody, this is Brandon, and on today's episode of Show and Tell, we are joined by former podcast guest and honorary Blue Islander, Mr. Joe Sowinski. Some of you may know Joe as a member of the bands Major Threats, The Static Age, the Old Comiskeys, Young Distractions, and the Evictions. And some of you may know him as the voice of Jerry. He plays the voice of Jerry during our annual Holiday Seinfeld episodes. Not only that, but Joe is an artiste and a collector of cool stuff. Now, today's episode's a bit of a long one, so grab yourself a beverage and a light snack. Strap yourselves in, and let's see what Joe has brought to Show and Tell.
Let me close my eyes and reach into the back. All right. We'll start big, and then we'll work our way down. So these were a gift, and it's part of a whole thing.
Yeah.
These are some sculptor, I don't know their name, made these hands, these Creature from the Black Lagoon hands, which if I touch my face, I'll probably have some sort of allergic reaction. But a friend of mine got these for me years ago as a gift. She went to a place called Horribles in Berwyn. Are you familiar?
No, I'm not.
It's a store. I think they may be closing, or I don't know, but they specialize in horror kitsch and memorabilia and stuff.
Still open?
But are they still open?
Yeah, are they?
I think they're having some sort of like blowout. Maybe it was just like end of the year sale or something.
Wow.
But this was one of the coolest things anyone's ever bought for me.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I'm a collector. I've always been a collector, and this is one of those things that I would love to purchase, but would rarely have the extra dough to do so. And what's cool about this is it's a one of a kind, because this was I think a local artist sculpted this. But man, the detail's incredible.
Okay, so yeah, it's a bust. I was wondering if it was a mask at first, but
it is I think it is a mask, because the bottom is filled with this like.
Oh, okay, so it's like the mold is still in there, still on the mold of the mask. Okay.
Maybe, yeah, that might be it. Or they just filled it with some sort of what looks like wood glue, or I mean that expanding foam. You know, the stuff that they make buns out of at McDonald's.
Yeah.
But it's what's extra cool. It's autographed. It's hard to see right here.
Yeah.
It's got a little neck tattoo.
Nice.
It's Rico Browning.
Rico
Browning. Yeah, it could be Rico Suave. I don't know. I didn't witness this getting signed, but it came from a place that specializes in that type of shit. So I trust the source.
Yeah.
But Rico Browning played the Creature in the underwater scenes, and I think maybe a little bit on land too.
Okay.
But he's 90 years old. He's still kicking.
Still around, huh? Wow.
Yeah, still swimming.
So you have a fascination or a love for the Creature from the Black Lagoon specifically?
The Creature from the Crab Rangoon? Is that what you said?
Yes. That's
yeah, so I'm not a huge horror buff. I certainly appreciate the genre. But what I am absolutely fascinated by is character design. And the movies are good. Arguably my favorite horror character. But there's just something about the design of the creature which is so well executed. I'd be hard pressed to find another character that's that cool looking. Agreed. You know? And I think he's it's weird because if you think about it on paper, like part fish, part man, kind of lame. Like, even though it's a prehistoric, kind of mutant fish thing or whatever. But if you were to tell your average Joe Schmo to draw a half man, half fish, it can go so wrong.
Yes.
Especially if they're trying to be a menacing creature. who evokes such emotion, and it's just fucking cool. It wasn't my earliest character obsession, because before that I had a bit of a Spider-Man obsession for like my entire childhood up until, well, I still think he's the best comic book character. But long story short, I stockpiled like thousands, no joke, thousands of different pieces of Spider-Man memorabilia, mostly comics, tons of action figures. But it was just like I had to have it all. And my parents were always really supportive of my goofy hobbies. It wasn't until recently where I realized there was a connection between my obsessive compulsive disorder and my need to just surround myself with shit, you know. But the I don't know what I was saying. Maybe the weed kicked in. But oh yeah, so I had a ton of Spider-Man stuff, and then I had this thing where I wanted to just purge my life, get rid of everything that I thought might have been extra weight for whatever reason. So I sold it all. Like, and I got some decent money for some of it, and I sold it all in bulk, and I sold it on Craigslist. I would have like weird people coming to my house picking up like action figures and shit. But the moment I did that, I started getting kind of sad the more I thought about it, because I felt like I removed a piece of me. So I immediately started to find new stuff to collect, and the creature was the one, because I just kept seeing cool throwback merch, and again, it's just from a design standpoint, it looks cool, and the toys and the figures and the memorabilia has always been pretty rare because he was the most popular character out of the whole bunch. But it just lends itself so well to just like a nice design aesthetic. Everything about it's just perfect. So yeah, I got a few more creature things.
All right, you probably don't remember the Svengoolie Creature from the Black Lagoon 3D thing that you might have been a little bit too young, but I remember it was like 1980, probably 1980, really, or maybe 82 at the latest, where Svengoolie said, go to 7-Eleven and buy 3D glasses. We're going to be playing Creature from the Black Lagoon on channel 32. And of course, me and all my little friends, we were waiting. Everyone was so excited, and we watched it. It was like, this is such garbage. Not the movie, but the 3D. There was nothing. We're like, you see anything? I don't see anything. You see anything? No, same thing. Just damn, you spent $1 on these glasses and no 3D. But that was a scandal. But
those glasses, I think you can find them on eBay for a pretty decent buck.
I was going to say that's something that you could add to your collection. If I ever see any, I'll grab them for you. Because I think they had the creature on the glasses. I don't remember though.
They did. I think he was on the bridge. I think he was on the bridge of the nose.
Okay. Yeah, we just threw them all away right away because we're like, that's garbage.
It's like going to see Avatar. You might be the king of the segue without even knowing
it. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Well, what do you got?
Really, because what I have here are a pair of 1950s, late 50s 3D glasses.
Signed by Julie Adams. Who's that?
That was the love interest in the Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Ah, nice.
And I use the word love very loosely because I don't know what the
obsession.
But she, yeah, minor obsession. They, yeah. So she was credited often as Julia Adams, but her real name was Julie. And yeah, these are I think late 50s. They don't have the wow factor of the 7-Eleven glasses though, but they are cool.
But they're signed. That's awesome. Yeah,
these are pretty tight. Also acquired from Horribles. I'm not a huge autograph hound, but I think it's kind of like just the icing on the cake for something like this. Otherwise, it's just disposable plastic.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This isn't really showboaty, but it kind of explains what I will be showing you. You've probably seen these popping up everywhere for just about every licensable character out there.
Yeah.
They're bringing back the small scale figures. but they are cool looking. I think this was probably purchased at like Toys R Us before they went down. But this Reaction brand, they do so many cool different things. But what made these so popular, obviously, were the 70s Star Wars toys, your different DC properties, G.I. Joe, later. But for some reason, this has caught on again.
So when did those come out? Around the same time as the Kenner Star Wars figures, or?
Well, these are new. Well, yeah. So this is like new. This just came out in 2015.
Oh, okay.
But what this one in particular was modeled after, and this action figure, for you figure nerds out there, they bootleg these things like crazy. Like artists will like do custom like creatures and custom whatever figure. But like they'll do some really cool stuff. They'll make a mold of these and then they'll paint them their own way and they'll package them cool and they sell them, illegally because they obviously don't have the rights to the property. But man, they're so cool. But these are the OGs that those are modeled after. They both came out in they both came out at the same time, but like any good toy company, they give you the standard one,
and then sell you the other one,
the glow in the dark one.
Glow in the dark one, yes.
Now I don't know if the price point was the same on both of these back in the day. My guess is yeah, or maybe this was some sort of mail-in or something. But these things fetch about $80 to $100 each in this shape. I bought them years ago when I first started collecting creature stuff for like half that. But man, these things are fucking cool. They're from 1980 and they were put out by a company called Remco. And I think they might have been one of the first toy manufacturers to have the rights to the Universal monsters. And which would make sense because in 1980, no one was thinking about the Universal monsters. So the licensing probably became really cheap. But man, these things are cool. And they had the whole series, the Wolfman, I think
all the Universal monsters,
yeah, Dracula. But yeah, these are like two of my favorite things ever because it just brings me back, man.
Yeah.
These were the toys that your parents could afford back in the day, my parents.
Yeah.
But it's like yeah, but these are dope. Remco, 1980, Creature from the
Black Lagoon.
At the risk of going on and on. What I've realized is when times are tough and I'm feeling depressed, that's when I find myself kind of like glomming onto these things. It's like comfort food or something.
Yeah.
It's the thrill of like I like finding a lot of this stuff in person. I feel like that's how like collectibles should be maintained, obtained. And I find when I'm like depressed and bummed out, I like to go to the thrift stores and antique shops and comic book stores, record stores, and it just like brings me this strange comfort. But like any other addiction, you got to know when to say when, and you got to think, do I really need this? But when times are low and I'm feeling a certain way, that's when the collector bug really starts to scratch, So yeah, my first collector obsession. What I wanted when I was a kid, I wanted to be a comic book artist. It's like so badly what I wanted to do. I went to art school and I got an illustration degree, and man, I wanted to do the comic book thing. And then I realized that nerd culture was actually really bumming me out. And then obviously that's very strenuous work. And frankly, I probably wasn't good enough to do it. I don't have the patience for it. I like, the immediacy of the computer. And anyways, the passion kind of waned seemingly overnight. But my collection has a lot of comic book items, like this, for example.
Spidey. That looks like something you'd buy in Tijuana. What is that? What is it?
This is a Spidey bank.
Oh.
These were, I think they did a couple of different things like this where it would be like March of Dimes or something, or you'd put in a till and you'd get this like disposable plastic, or what I mean? It was like I think there's like a fundraiser or something. That's the vibe I get.
Yeah.
This retailed at $2.79 wherever.
Was that from your original collection, or that survived your purge, or was that something you bought later on?
This survived the purge, as did a lot of different items like this. This is the best character design for Spider-Man, the best costume design. Though I do like the black costume, the 80s black costume Spider-Man just looks super slick and sleek, and the artist really nailed it just by, like, this is all black, kind of shadowy figure, but the way they'd highlight it with blue, it really gave it this kind of like just really cool look. But there's something about the late 70s and early 80s toys that I really dig, or like memorabilia. It's because it's done on an extreme budget usually. Again, it's like disposable plastic, so you really see some unique craftsmanship, especially in what are called blown plastic items. So this is like the same kind of plastic that they build like the Santa Clauses and snowmen out of. They call it blown plastic.
Blown plastic. Okay.
So I started like getting down this rabbit hole where it's like, oh man, like blown plastic, that would be like a really cool collection, because they're kind of big pieces a lot of the time, and like you can really like fill up a room with them if you wanted. But it's like just very there's a presence to it, just having something like that. Bigger is better in that regard, I think, like for certain items, especially collectible items, if they're stored properly and displayed properly. But there's something about that blown plastic that is like really fucking cool. Like those old Halloween buckets, like the jack-o'-lantern. Like
I used to have Casper the Friendly Ghost Bank like that, but it was a full head. It was that plastic. Yeah. Same kind of plastic.
Man. Well, it's funny you bring that up, because this company, they did a Casper the Friendly Ghost. They did, I think, some sort of Scarecrow, but then they did 2 Marvel characters, maybe more a little bit later. But I think originally the same company that was manufacturing the Casper ones and the general like jack-o'-lanterns and stuff, they put out 2 Marvel ones, and they had the Incredible Hulk, and then they had
that guy, Spidey.
This Trick or Treat pail.
Still use it.
This is a brand new. I bought this for myself on my birthday.
Where'd you find that?
I think I was on. No, this one wasn't online. Okay. I got this on Etsy. But this is from I think 79. So it's still in really good shape. The handle's the original. It looks like the hardware is probably too. Well, actually, no, this is screwed in. It was riveted like this originally. I just noticed this now. And this side is screwed in. So someone got all frank. I need a refund. This is not me. But it's got, man, the paint's still good.
Yeah.
But again, like, but like, that looks cool on a shelf,
Yeah. I see it.
It'd be good. She'd be a good tree topper. But like this, like there's just something about this, like this. If I were like, this came out obviously before I was born, but like if I saw this on the shelf as a kid, look how like that would have been so impressive, and it would have looked like this massive thing,
Yeah.
Like I would have played with this all year,
Just with that, yeah. Now,
yeah.
So you keep all these things all in the same room? Is it like a museum in there or what?
Well,
I'm assuming. Amazing.
I have all this stuff. Most of it is in storage. I do display a few things, but it's weird because we rent. It's like something about setting all this stuff up only to take it down again.
Yeah.
I do want to like get some decent shelving for most of this stuff, because I want to kind of build a little office, and if I start doing more of this kind of shit, I think it'd be kind of fun. But
yeah,
the only reason I want to buy a home like now is so I can just have my room full of shit, and I can just be in there like, oh, this is just, I like surrounding myself. Yeah. And the other reason I don't have a lot of this stuff on display is because we have 2 two fur babies that like to. And
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that just gave me chills because I know that I would hear that in the middle of the night.
Yeah. You already do hear it in
Yeah,
the night probably now, but just not on your stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the ends of all of our tables are just like so. But yeah, this is from '79. But I got another one recently, and this is the same company that put out these reaction. I think they're called Super 7. They're like tons of cool stuff. They put out these Halloween buckets. And how fucking cool is that?
Yeah, I never saw that before.
It
I never knew they had an alien.
It sits on our little sub speaker next to the TV, and every now and then you'll just see it kind of rattling when the action's getting good. But yeah, this was came out in 2019. What did you say?
I said when the cat climbs in and you don't know the cat's in there and start moving around.
Dude, that would look so funny on our black cat as a head.
Yeah. Does it light up?
Hey, tonight is young, babe.
No.
Maybe. Oh, that would be cool.
You turn into Sammy.
LED light.
Turn into Sammy Davis Jr. there for a second. Tonight's young, babe.
Yeah, that completes the what I have here.
That's a nice collection, Joe. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thanks, bud. What are you going to show anything?
I hadn't planned on it, but I can show you something that we have in the room, I suppose. I don't know that.
Are those all? Ooh.
This is a kind of a family heirloom. This is it's, you can see it was battery operated.
Yeah.
And when you press the head down, it made the most horrific cackling laughing sound that would just clear a room. Which I love, but when my grandpa died, this was on his bar in the basement and no one wanted it. I was like, give that to me. I want that. That is I call him Senor Borracho because he was always down there when everyone's getting drunk. But yeah, so and he's smoking a cigar, and he kind of looks like my grandpa. I mean, not quite, but the bald part and the laughing part, yeah, that was kind of like him.
Is the mustache furry too, or is that painted on?
No, that's all hair or fur, whatever that is. He's a little dusty.
I hope it's human hair. I hope it's real hair.
Yeah, I don't think so. I wonder if it doesn't say where it was made. If it was made not in America, who knows? It may have be some real hair, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, they got the speaker holes back there. It's a whole thing, man.
It's pretty fucking rad. So I bet some bobblehead collector can tell you all about that.
Yeah, maybe. I was going to say, like, this is kind of like Antique Roadshow. Like, and have you ever looked up the price on that before? How much do you think that's worth? Like $10. Yeah, I don't know. But who knows? It could have been made by some famous guy, but I don't think so.
You've never done any research on it, or is it?
Honestly, I've never thought about it. I'm going to now, though. Yes, I definitely will.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. All right, Joe. Well, thank you for doing show and tell with us on the Blue Island Radio Podcast TV. Thank you for sharing your collection with us. Hope to talk to you soon and see you even sooner. Have a good holiday.
You too, bud.
Talk to you later.
Peace.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for today's episode of Show and Tell. I want to thank Mr. Joe Sowinski for taking the time to show us his collection of Creature of the Black Lagoon paraphernalia and memorabilia. Thank you, Joe. Please check out the podcast, Blue Island Radio Podcast, at biradio.libsyn.com, biradio.libsyn.com for all the episodes, and including Joe's original episode, which was episode number 60. So long ago. Episode 60 was Joe Sowinski's episode on the Blue Island Radio Podcast. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to see more videos. Sometimes I drop things there that I don't share on Facebook and Instagram. So become a subscriber. I don't know why I said it like that. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. We're out there. Just Google Blue Island Radio and we'll pop up. All right. Well, thank you for watching. This is Brandon signing off. Go in peace.